Well, would you believe it, the elderly have the highest incidence of seizures of any age group. It used to be children. But of course, now that we're all living to a much older age, we're now finding people alive with much more brain morbidity, brain illness, tumours, strokes, all sorts of things. So while epilepsy can have its onset at any age, it's not uncommon for the older person to have epilepsy for the first time. Stroke is one of the commonest causes of epilepsy in the older person. 50% of the cases of seizures in the elderly is what we call acute symptomatic seizures. Someone has an event, be that a brain tumour or a stroke, they have a seizure as part of that event. 30% maybe will go on and have recurrent events, truly epilepsy. Most often we don't need to treat with ongoing treatment if it's an acute symptomatic seizure. If there's a risk, however, or evidence that it is recurrent, then of course ongoing epilepsy treatment is required. There are a couple of catches in older folk, and that is that the seizure onset may be a little bit subtle. The person may present with memory difficulties, confusion, altered mental state. Much less obvious than it is in a young person who may have one of the typical categories of seizure, either a convulsion or an absence and so on. So on the elderly, it is a little more subtle. So the tests then usually will be helpful to reveal it. First of all, the MRI scan of the brain or the CT scan and an EEG. If it is going to be recurrent, then of course ongoing anti-epileptic treatment is necessary. It is important to treat the high-risk ones because status epilepticus does occur in the elderly and can be very serious and dangerous. However, once again, look at this positively. Treatment is available, and if we can suppress the seizure focus, we can add to the good quality of life of our elderly citizens.